Hey everyone, it's Melissa with the 5 Waiting Wombs, and for this week's topic, we're going to be discussing how we support our partners through our infertility journey. In particular, this video is going to be talking about male factor infertility, how my husband reacted when he found out his diagnosis, how does he react and how does he feel when I'm having infertility procedures done, and so on and so forth. So first things first, I do want to apologize about the lighting. I know it's not the very best. So if you didn't know a whole lot about our backstory, my husband was diagnosed with a condition which is called azoospermia, and what that means is he does not produce any sperm cells whatsoever. So finding out when he did his first semen analysis, it came back with like 5 sperm, but all of them were not swimming, so they were considered dead. Finding that out, it was a little concerning. I really wasn't worried at that point because I thought it was just a bad sample, bad timing or something, but when we got the second sperm analysis back and there was like maybe 1 or 2 in there, and they were still dead and not swimming, that's when, well, specifically me, that's when I started to panic and think that I would never be a mother and just go through the motions of anxiety and depression and just getting ready to face this battle and wanting to jump into beating infertility right away. My husband kind of took what I want to call a strange approach, because our way of dealing with grief or bad news is completely different. Me, I totally overreact. I cry, I yell, I scream about stuff like this. He just kind of keeps to himself and says, meh, I guess that's life. He has told me in the past that he's had moments where he's been very upset about it and it's brought him to tears. I think he's more upset that he cannot father children or have children with me or give me the ability to be a mother instead of having to go through all the stuff that we go through, like with AI and things like that. He wishes that it could just be done how it's supposed to be done. And that really upsets me. So I think his reaction to finding out he had no sperm, that reaction upset me. Just because I didn't think that he was all that concerned about it. But when he does have his moments, and he doesn't have very many in front of me, but when he does, I will just listen to whatever is on his mind, and I reassure him, regardless of how we become parents, we will become parents, and we will be raising a child together. We have to go and use donor sperm to try to conceive our children, and we're actually blessed with using a private donor. And I've also gone through an IUI before using an unknown donor. The unknown donor, his reaction to doing an IUI, that was no big deal to him. It's just something that had to be done, and we had known for years that this is something that we're going to have to do. I think we knew for just about a year, or maybe it was over a year. I think it was just about a year that we were told the only way we were going to conceive children is using donor sperm or adoption. So it's something that we were preparing for, but now where we're using a private donor, his reaction isn't so much hurt or jealousy or anything like that. It's, do I really gotta do this? Because, not to get graphic or TMI or anything, but you have to handle the sperm, and I have to insert an Instead cup inside of me, and where I'm laying down, I need help with that, because I have short arms, and I need help. So he's kind of like, ugh, this is disgusting kind of thing, but he's quite used to it now. We just did our first cycle of trying to conceive since the miscarriage, and it was our 4th insemination with this donor, because we do 3 inseminations per cycle. So last cycle we did 3, and this one we just did our first one, and we have one at 6:30 in the morning to do tomorrow. So he's not hurt or jealous or anything. I think if he ever had those feelings, using a donor, a private donor, might change entirely my opinion on it anyways. I might not agree to do it anymore, because I would never want Matt to feel jealous or hurt. But I don't think he's ever had those feelings with our donor. I do have a video on my personal channel, and he made a vlog with me, and we kind of touch on things like that. So if you want to head over on my personal channel and watch that video, I will post a link in the down bar. Another one of these questions is, would Matt get weak in the knees when I have a fertility procedure done? Not so much as like being nervous or anything. He just doesn't want to do the AI just because of the way it has to be done. It's not the most pleasant experience. I think for both of us is we feel kind of robbed with the fact that to conceive our child, there's nothing sexy, there's nothing intimate, there is nothing natural about the way we have to conceive. So in order to help him with that, I just reassure him, like, he is the one that does the insemination. He's the one that inserts the instud cup. I try to make him as involved as possible. It's not easy with this procedure. It's definitely not easy. And the same with an IUI. With anybody dealing with male factor infertility, there's nothing sexy about it. Sometimes though, men can get lucky if they do have sperm and they tell you to go home and have sex after your AI, or 36 hours or something like that after your AI. With us, the sex that we have is just for pure enjoyment. There's no trying to conceive purpose behind it, and we both feel kind of robbed about that. So I just try to make him involved as much as possible. So I hope that this answered these questions on how I support Matthew. If you have any specific questions that you would maybe like him to answer, if there's any specific question that you need an answer to, just leave them below or leave a video response. We love those. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you next week. See you later.